go.
Yeah.
We're notifying viewers that you're live.
Okay, there you are.
I see Dee joined. Evelyn, hello Evelyn, hello Jen Jen, hello Red Hair Kids, hello Melissa, hello Lauren. So glad to see everyone this morning. It's a great Tuesday. Hello Nicole. It feels like I've lived a lifetime in the last couple of weeks. We've been having some things going on. Isn't that funny? Everyone has times in their life where they feel like, you know, the 2 weeks or a week has just lasted, and the changes that happen in you emotionally are just like, wow. Hello Jamie, thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry, Red Hair Kids. Where are you located? She said she's in Floods. Where are you located? I know, right? It's like we have been thinking about moving, but I've been so, I don't know how to pronounce that. Hawarden? How would you pronounce that? Hawarden? Over in Iowa. Yeah. Hello, Blue. So good to see everyone here today. All right, so let's roll into, we're going to start like we usually do with a few, with some Haywarden? Okay, we're going to start with some card reads, and then we'll roll right into spirit. Y'all know how we do this. We're just going to do some card reads to get the energy up and wait for more people to join us. Let's see, who was the first person to comment? I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. Looks like Jen was the first one to share my live, so we're going to do a card read for Jen. Actually, Jen. Okay, let's get Jen's energy in these. All right, let's see which stack is calling my name for her. This one. All right, let's Jen. Let's see what we got going on here. You hope you get a spirit today. Okay, Jen. So my favorite card. Do y'all remember what my favorite card is? Do you remember, Dee?
The lady.
Yeah, Strength. The lady, she said Strength. That is my favorite card. The Strength card is just a beautiful card about, you see how, in our society, people tend to think strength is about, He-Man, let me just slam you with my words, or let me slam you physically. But true strength comes from holding the space and the vibration in which you are. How many times are we're feeling this love vibration, we're feeling strong, and then we get in an environment and all that goes out the window. True strength comes with the ability to stand and hold the vibration in your space. That is absolutely what you're being called to do right now. Now, when I ask, where is she being called to hold this space? I thought, oh, is it work? What is this? No, it's not work. The next card is Lovers, about relationships. It's not necessarily about a romantic relationship. It could be about any relationship that is close to you. It's a close relationship. You're being called to hold your vibration, to hold your peace, protect your peace in a relationship that is very close to you. This tells me it is a woman figure in your life. So there is a woman figure in your life who is very close to you, a female figure, who is really swaying you, who is really pulling you away from your peace, putting you in an emotional upheaval. The Six of Wands shows me that when you hold your peace, when you hold that vibration in that space, you will come back to a place of harmony. So Jen, make sure you are holding your vibration in that space. All right. Thank you, Jen, for letting me read you. Thank you. I want to thank you also, Jen, for sharing and liking my live. I so appreciate it. Oh my goodness. All right. Miss Allie Lynn here. Y'all are so cute. I don't really, I just did that because it was like, who do I choose to read first? I always just grab the first person who's commented or shared my live. So here, Miss Allie Lynn shared my live with more than 10 friends. So I do appreciate her. So she's going to be next on my card read. All right, Miss Allie Lynn. I'm going to do this one and one more, and then we're going to do the Wheel of Fortune and see who's going to go live with me. All right, Miss Allie Lynn. The first card I get is the Eight of Wands. The Eight is about recognizing your limitations, about recognizing what you're capable of. You only have so much energy. Let's just say you have 10 battery banks of energy. You have to be careful where you spend those energy banks. And this is recognizing your limitations, and this is cutting off where you're expending energy and you don't need to. There is some trouble happening in your life right now. This Five of Swords is talking about there is some turbulent thoughts or beliefs that are really affecting you. These beliefs can be things that you've been told about yourself from the past. These beliefs can be things that you've been told about yourself currently. But that's where your turbulent and instability is coming from right now. And I want everyone, this is not just for Allie, this is for other people watching. There is something that we have called confirmation bias. This is funny. I'm going to put it on me. It is kind of funny, so just bear with me. Though I have always worked very hard, thank you, in a not healthy manner, I will admit, to always be thin and always be a certain size because that's the way I was growing up. And yeah, look at me now. I've kind of gotten past that. I'm okay gaining weight now. But anyway, I was always told growing up, no matter how thin I was told I had what was called childbearing hips, right? So instead of people saying in my family, what a beautiful hourglass figure you have, or something like that, it was always made to be negative, right? Childbearing hips. So then everything around me, kind of the confirmation bias in my head confirmed that I had big hips. No matter how thin I got, it was confirmed to me that I had big hips. But, skirts not fitting over my hips or pants not fitting over my hips, whatever it was. So that's where that confirmation bias comes in. Was it true? It could have been worded to be an asset rather than something that I felt was negative. That's what I'm getting. There is a bias that you have about yourself that is not true. You need to change your thought process about it to make it be more positive. The next card I get is the Moon card. The Moon card is a major arcana card, and it's about really sitting with your intuition. Intuitively, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know that it is not true, but even when we know that something isn't true about ourselves, when it's been ingrained into our head, it is a fight to get rid of it. Sit with your intuition. Sit with the knowledge that is being downloaded to you. You know that you are a beautiful human being. And this is telling me that you need to start heading in a new direction. And I feel this fight in you, like you know it, you intuitively know you need to change the direction in which your thoughts are going. This is telling me the time is now, and you absolutely have the motivation and the strength to do it. All right. Thank you, Allie. Actually, I thought it was beautiful. All right. Can you pull up? All right. Do I have to pay? On these, you cannot, I don't take money on my lives. There is a couple of things I do have coming up. I have a free Zoom event coming up. It's called Demystifying Spirit. That is on July 13th. So it is basically like this, except it's held via Zoom and there's fewer people there, so you have the ability to there's a higher chance of you getting a reading. You can register for that on my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium. and it's under the events section. I am going to be kicking off something in July. It's a subscription program, and it will be access to my website, and it's called the Divine Collective. And we will be meeting a few times a month, and we will have journaling prompts. It's just about partnering together and walking the spiritual path together as one. All right. But then to get a just one-on-one, if you just, no, I want a reading, I want it to just be me, then of course you have to book a reading for that. All right, so let's switch over to some past relatives. I was trying to decide, I said I was going to do the Wheel of Fortune where I just spin and ask someone to go live, but there is a gentleman here who is grabbing my attention, so I'm going to read him real quick. You know, he is a dad, grandfather energy. So think of it like your dad or your dad's dad. But I'm hearing the name Howard. There's the name Howard associated with this gentleman. He was I was going to say construction worker, but a woodworker. I want to say woodworker. He's specifically showing me he had a beautiful, intuitive manner of working with wood. He could very much he could feel the wood and make sure, and he did build houses actually. He's showing me building houses. He was a nice looking guy. He's very proud of that. He was very well known in the town in which he lived. I'm also hearing that his ways were well known. I was like, what are we talking about? They're talking about his, he was very flirty with his customers even though he was married. All right, when I asked how he passed, he knows how he passed, so don't get me wrong. The person in spirit knows how he passed. But the people that are still on earth, they're just not sure. There was an overall breaking down of his body. He is showing me not feeling well and going into the hospital. And he never left the hospital. All right. Does this gentleman sound familiar to anyone? I was like, who is that? I want to thank everyone who is sharing and liking my live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that follow button. You'll get notifications from me. Also, lots going on my website. So if y'all are so inclined to go to my website, you can register for my newsletter. That comes out once a month, and it really says upcoming things that are happening, opportunities to see me for free, opportunities to be in front of me. There's sometimes coupons in there, like the June newsletter had a coupon in there for I think it was $25 off of a reading. So if you haven't done so, pop over to my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Meeting, sign up for that newsletter. Join the live that I'm having, the free event on could the name Howard be a joke? It could actually be a joke. My husband has a plant. He calls Howard his grandpa. Oh my goodness. I love that. I love that, Taylor. Oh my goodness. He and his mom are very good with carpentry. I love that, Taylor. Okay, we're going to see if Taylor can go. Oh, wait a minute. What happened here? I had some weird stuff happening. Okay, Miss Taylor, I'm going to ask you to go live. Let's see if she can do it. Hi, Taylor. How are you?
Hello. Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, no, is that your name, Taylor?
Yes,
Okay, very good. And where are you located, Taylor?
we are in Texas, Dallas, Texas.
All right, very good. Um, now, this was your husband's grandfather?
Yes.
Okay. Did he also play golf? Who plays golf in that family?
His mom does.
Okay, his mom
My
plays
husband's mom. Yeah.
golf. Okay, very good. Um, just I was waiting for you to come up on my screen. This gentleman also showed me someone playing golf. So I think this is very funny, and for you and everyone watching, the fact I was like, I'm seeing this name Howard, and so Taylor said, could that name Howard be a joke? My husband has a plant he calls Howard. Absolutely. And when spirit gives you information, it also says something about his personality. So this tells me his grandfather was kind of a jokester.
This is so funny.
Was he a jokester?
He was, and he was a big flirt. When
Yes.
he would go golfing, he would hit on the women who were very curvy. He loved those women. So when you said he was a flirt and married, that's exactly who he was.
Yes, that was part of his identification. Is I said that he
Oh, this
was,
is
even
so
though he
funny.
was married, I'm not saying he was unfaithful, but he was very flirty.
He was very flirty, yes.
Yes, that was part of, just for everyone watching, if you're just now joining, that had been part of his identification, and she is saying that. Now, he showed me playing golf, and she had said, oh, her husband's mom plays golf, but you just also mentioned that he had played golf.
Yes,
Hmm. All right. So now it's safe to say that's who we have in here. Now, Taylor, you have children?
I do.
You have two children?
I have three, but if you mentioned two, it's a blended family, and it's two on my husband's side, so that makes sense.
Okay, very good. So this gentleman was showing me these two children, and so now these two children are your stepchildren.
Yes.
Instantly, when I said that, he is apologizing to you, and I was like, "What are we apologizing for?" You have to deal with a lot of craziness.
Yes.
And he apologized for that. I was trying
Makes
to
a
think
lot
of
of
another
sense.
word. So now I don't want to freak anyone out. I allow spirits, because I allow spirits to do this. I was trying to think of another word besides craziness, because we're on live. I wanted to be kind of kinder, gentler about it. And I couldn't get another word out. And it's because it was stopping me, because that's really the only word to describe what you have to deal with. It's a lot of insanity, emotionals. And you can do, and it's terrible, Taylor, because you can do something this week with your stepkids and it will be fine. You do the next thing, that same thing next week with those stepchildren, and then the mother is freaking out over it.
Yes, that's very accurate.
And that is very difficult environment, a very difficult energetic space for you to be in.
It is.
He is showing me, I don't know if you how long you've been watching this live, but that card that I was reading, the 8, the strength card, he was like, that's a perfect card for you to just
Oh, wow.
hold your energetic vibration in that space and know that her behavior is her own.
You know, when I meditate, the first thing I hear is just be strong, just be strong. Oh, I'm getting the chills. I love it.
Very good.
Thank you.
So now, whenever you are, now she said, oh, I'm getting chills, it's because it's confirmation. That is confirmation from spirit of what I just said is absolutely just confirming that, yes, when she sits in meditation and she hears that word strength, she is getting that from spirit, because that's the card that her husband's grandfather gave to her. Just stand in your strength. And, you're going to have to deal with this. I'm hearing for a decade before. So those children must be at the point where it's going to be a decade before you can start distancing yourself from
Yes, that
her.
sounds about right.
Yeah. That's a long time to have to hold that energetic vibration, Taylor, but I'm hearing that you can do it.
Thank you.
You're going
I
to
feel
be
like I
really good
can.
at it, but a
Some days are
decade into
easier
it, you're
than
going to be
others,
really
but
good
I can
at
definitely do it.
it. Grandpa here is telling me that he is the one who has been sending you the bees. Have you been noticing some bees
Oh
around
my
you?
God. Yes, so there was one in our bedroom, and I'm deathly afraid of bees, although I'm not allergic. And I don't know how these bees keep getting in my house, but for the last week and a half, I've been trying to figure out how are they getting into my home. Okay, so I'll just leave them alone in that case.
Okay, so now I ask spirit, and this is how, like, when you're working with a medium who is, um, because when you come to me for a reading, we can just go all over the place because I'm just open to whatever energy spirit is sending me. So I said, why are you sending something for her to be afraid of? And he is giving me a knowing that there are some avenues in your life and things you've wanted to do, Taylor, that you're kind of afraid of stepping out into doing. And he is saying to step into that fear and you will be rewarded. And I'm not talking about doing something stupid like jumping off a cliff or something, but
Oh my gosh.
there's definitely some things that you've been wanting to do. And the only thing holding you back is fear.
That makes sense. So, I actually took your mediumship class last year, which was amazing, by the way.
Oh.
It really opened a lot of doors for me, but I've been scared or I have fear of going forward because of just being judged, mostly by family.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of took a step back, but that's always in the back of my mind. Should I be doing that? You know,
Very good.
and that makes
Very
sense.
good. That does make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for taking my class. Thank you. Thank
It
you.
was amazing. Thank you.
And for anyone watching, I will be starting classes up again in August. And then I will have a subscription group that is going to be, it's called Divine Collective. It's going to be a community where we can get together and talk about things just like Taylor's talking about. Like, what do you do when people are judging you? And you will just be a
Yeah.
safe place to have that support. Thank you. Thank you for joining me today, Taylor.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure. Bye. All right. I love that. Love that. And I think it's very funny that so this gentleman stepped up and he kept giving the name Howard. And so, Taylor did ask, and that'd be a joke. Her husband has a plant that he calls Howard, and of course everything else fits. So, and he did give more information. All right, I want to thank him for joining me today. I know, isn't that hilarious? Okay, I keep trying to get to it. I like to spin and just see who I'm going to pick, but there is a lady stepping up here. Okay, I'm seeing M.A. Like she has an M.A. name. Is that Martha? Mary? Okay, I'm seeing this M.A. name. Martha, Mary. So it's funny because as I was seeing the name Mary, I was like, someone just put Masaurus. That could be because I was not getting it. But let me just finish giving identifying information from this lady. Hello, Samantha. Thank you for finding me again. Make sure if you haven't done so, everyone hit that follow button. So I was like, oh, like Mother Mary, and she laughed at me and she's like, oh, honey, no. So not that her name isn't Mary, but I was like, are we talking about, Mother Mary? And she's like, oh, honey, no. Mm-mm. And I started hearing music playing in the background. Okay, so we have this name of Mary. It's an M.A. name. And then I'm just hearing music play. This lady loved music. So what she is showing me is curtains open, lights. She loved light in the house. I'm just seeing that's one of the first things she would do in the morning once the sun started coming up. I'm flinging open curtains. I'm opening blinds. She loved light in the house. Music is playing. Her house is very well put together. And I'm not saying it was fancy, but she loved a clean house. She loved everything in order. Not to the point of being OCD and being annoying with it, but she did like everything in its place. She also put that into her children because she is showing me kids coming in from school and making them hang their backpacks up, put their shoes in the right order. And again, not to the point where she was OCD about it, but just where she was making them take responsibility for their actions. She's showing me being very diligent about her kids having chores. And I don't always have a lot of men on my live, but she's definitely referencing a son here because even though she had more than one child, the child that has stuck out when she has shown me them coming in from school and putting their backpack away and putting their shoes down was a male. She also showed me a young man, a male boy, outside mowing on a Sunday. And I'm seeing that he's trying to finish mowing so that he can go and play with his friends. And so she was in this house, it was very diligent that you had to finish your chores before you could go and play with your friends in a healthy manner. It wasn't something that was over the top and these kids had 15 hours of chores before they could go play. They just had like 1 or 2 things they had to do before they could go and play. She's also showing me, are they her children? Now, why are you asking me that? Okay, so what I am seeing is these children coming in. It could be her grandchildren, but she does have an affection for these children. But you know, now that you're mentioning that, I'm trying to get her to take me to the children's rooms. So now if these are her children, they're going to live with her. So how I'm trying to figure this out is take me to their rooms. She's not taking me to the rooms that these children have in her house. They could be adopted. They could absolutely be adopted. Okay, but I am hearing this MA name. Let's go back to that. I'm hearing this MA name. I'm not quite sure what the MA is. It could be her grandchildren for sure. Absolutely. It's like Martha, Mary, something like that. So that name is around her. Again, let me recap it. I'm seeing that she is older. Now that you are mentioning it, these are things that you see in a reading, but you don't give all of the details because sometimes it just rides past you. I am seeing her being older. I'm not feeling like she is in her 30s with these children coming in the door. She feels more like she's my age or a little bit older, which I'm 55 and a half. It could be, yes, MA, it could be Margaret, yes. I am feeling a connection with the spirit. Okay, so let me break this down. She is showing me being, everything in her house is just so. I'm feeling the need to throw open the curtains. She loved having light coming in. She is older with these children, so this definitely could be a grandmother situation. These kids are coming in, they're putting away their backpack, putting their shoes, but they're happy to be there. It's not like they're like, oh my goodness, this lady is, you're making us do all this stuff. No, they're happy to be there. They're feeling loved in this environment. And I'm also seeing her saying, put your stuff away, and then she has a snack ready for them. She's also showing me these children were like a young boy. She's showing me coming in. She's also showing me this young man mowing the yard. There's also a girl involved. These kids had chores before they had to do it before they could go out and so now it's hard whenever someone says, ask her about touching the walls in her home, please. So now that it's hard whenever you're being led down that road, because once you're given information, you can't use it to confirm the identity of a spirit, because then it's something you already know. But now I'm going to ask this lady, tell me something about touching the walls in your house that I don't know. She is showing me giving a child a something to clean out the walls with. So I'm feeling extremely frustrated about the fact that someone is touching the walls, and I am done cleaning it. I've cleaned this wall enough, and so I'm giving the rag to the child to clean. Not in a mean way, but it is just, you know what, if you're going to make a mess, you're going to clean it up in a very matter of fact, take responsibility for your actions kind of way. I'm also seeing that the furniture in her house is older. Everything is in its place, everything is clean, but it is older. Also, she liked green glass. I don't remember what that was called. I remember some people used to collect this green glass. My husband, myself, kids all have the same initials, MAS. She babysat all the grandbabies, my mom. I'm not sure what this is called. Okay, I'm going to recap one more time. And then I know everyone has said, oh, I feel connected to this spirit. It sounds like me. So I'm going to, it could be Melissa here. My grandmother Mary was always telling us, keep our hands off the walls. Okay, I'm going to recap this lady one more time. And we are going to see if we can get her claimed. So I'm going to recap. If you've already said that you feel connected to it, please, I'm going to do this one last recap, but yes in there, and we're going to go with it. Okay, this lady spent a lot of time with these children. I see them coming in. Again, she was very, I was going to say rigid. That's the wrong word, but she liked structure, but a sweet structure. Because I'm just saying, you know, and I do it to my same grandbabies. They come in, they have a place to hang, and that's what she is showing me. My grandbabies come in, they'll throw their coats on the, or jackets, whatever, on the ground. I have them pick them up and put them on the hooks on the wall. Same thing. They'll throw their shoes all over the ground. I have them pick them up and put them there. But there's also snacks. There's also a lot of love. She shows me, and this does make me crazy, so this lady might be me actually. Just kidding. The kids, as they come, there's a wall in my house. As they come around it, they will slide their hands on it. And we're like, why? Why are we doing that? Why are we sliding our hand on this wall as we come around it? And so she then, you know, she was tired of cleaning the wall. So then she shows me giving the rag to the kids saying, wipe up the wall, wipe up the wall. Not in a mean way, but in a take responsibility for your actions kind of way. She shows me loving to have light in our house, throwing open the curtains and the wind. You know, she just had a very high vibration. She loved music. Everything in her house was in its place. And she's also showing me this green glass. Someone gave it a couple of different names. I'm really not sure what the name was, but she collected glass figurines and a couple of them were green. Oh, and MA. I kept seeing these MA name associated with her, like Martha or Mary or something about MA. All right. Now, who does this fit? Yes, my great grandmother, she watched male cousins all the time and then mowed her lawn very often. Miss Katie, that is perfect. I'm gonna ask you to go live, Katie. Let's see if Katie can go live. In the recap, I think I didn't say it, but in the beginning I said several times she kept showing me boys mowing her yard. Hi, Katie.
Hi. Sorry it took so long to confirm.
Oh, no, you're fine. So it didn't take a long time. It's just so many people were grabbing her. I wanted to take a step back to say, okay, wait a minute. This is the facts. Who does this fit? Because there were so many people trying to grab her. So this was your grandmother?
Yes, and her maiden name is Masaurus.
Oh, okay. Yes. I never would have gotten that because I would have said something like Missouri. Is she from Missouri? Which would have thrown me completely off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are you located, Katie?
I'm from Iowa.
Oh, right across the river from me. Did you know I was in Nebraska?
I do. Yes, I did know that.
Oh, yeah. All right, what you got for me, Grandma? Okay, Grandma is showing me that she has not been forgotten. And I see that she's not just grandma, she's great grandma to you.
Right.
She has not been forgotten. Now, what is this green glass? Who has this glass that she collected?
So she always had like really beautiful knickknacks around her house. And even though she had all the grandkids coming through, like it was never a worry if they would be messed up.
No.
Like she had china cabinets to the T, but she, now it's just my grandmother who's alive. And I think she inherited a lot of those things. And it's always been a big thing on that side of the family, like passing down items. And now, like, I'm not in that lineup anymore with my grandmother. We've had a falling out. So I'm wondering if that's what she's talking about, because it's strange she brought up my cousins.
So when they were talking, I was like, what are we saying here? And what she's taking me back to is I was just in Louisiana at my mother-in-law's house helping like do some clean out and all that. But the part of that she's bringing up is I was helping clean some glass items. And I was asking my mother-in-law, who does this belong to? Where did this come from? And she was telling me, I was like, Mom, that's what I call my mother-in-law. I said, go through and put sticky notes on here of who this belongs to. And so she has given me that feeling of some of that knowledge. No one is keeping track of that knowledge and it's going to be lost. Like your grandmother has so much information in her head that people don't know about. She's also saying, I was like, but I am very careful when it comes to telling people to reconnect. You had a falling out with your grandmother for a reason. So I'm very careful about telling people to reconnect to that. She is showing me that your grandmother does miss you and she would be very open to reconnecting with you. But whenever I follow that vibration of you reconnecting to your grandmother, I see you having some boundaries up. You would still have to keep boundaries up. There's something about your grandmother that tries to suck your energy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty much why I cut ties, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I can feel that. She's very opinionated, and her opinions are not necessarily always based on a love vibration.
No, I wouldn't say so.
But your great grandmother, and when we get information from spirit, we have to sit with it. Does it resonate with it? Is it something we really want to do? Your great grandmother is showing me that it is worth opening up those doors again. Now, is your grandmother sick?
I would say she is, and I know that we've had a lot of passing on that side of the family that's been connected to her deeply. She, in the past years, lost both her husband and two of her sons,
Mm-hmm.
um, and she had arranged to where I wasn't allowed at either funeral. And so I don't, I've thought about reaching out to her and offering my condolences as I would for anyone. But I can tell she's harboring some feelings because, for once I had told her, hey, I don't appreciate the way that you treat me. And she'd always been that matriarch in our family that, it was just the way she was. And nobody had ever told her that she actually has to think about other people and the way that they feel.
This makes sense because I was seeing you writing her a letter, and I thought it was just a symbolization for you contacting her because no one really writes letters anymore.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah,
She
I'm
carried
sorry. Go ahead.
that letter with her to all three funerals to show anybody who wanted to know why I wasn't there. And I wrote that letter 12 times, Christy, before I sent it to her to know in my heart that it was coming from a love vibration, but these were boundaries that needed to be set, and she could be in my life or not at her disposal.
You know what? I would send her a sympathy card, and I would write in the sympathy card, so it keeps it's you opening a door without having the brunt of her coming at you. So just write her a sympathy card. I'm very sorry to hear, the blah blah blah. You know what to say, and
Right.
and saying there, if you're open to, I still love you. You're still my grandmother. If you're open to having a relationship with me, great.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so I'd do that way. Also, do you have three boys?
No, my grandmother does.
Oh, okay, okay. This great grandmother just kept talking about three boys, three boys. She's your grandmother's life, and this is no excuse. But thank you, Samantha. Someone just commented that she's having this exact same situation with her own grandmother. It is so, yes, thank you, Samantha, for commenting on that because a lot of times spirits will step up, and if it resonates with you, yes, take the message. They will use one person to send through messages to multiple people. Um, your great grandmother is not making excuses for your grandmother, but she has become more and more bitter with each loss in her life.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, they've been very close to her. And some people are almost kind of like, well, that's what you get when you live your life that way. And I don't feel that way. I've always felt remorse for her with that because I think death can be very hard, especially when it's, this last one was in her home. Her son was living with her as her caretaker, and he had a heart attack in the other room and had called for her, and she didn't hear him. And so now it's my father who's taking care of her, and he's never had really experience as a caretaker. And so their relationship's becoming very strained. So it's actually my cousin, my eldest cousin, who has control over her assets and who's getting what. And with that family, the passing down of assets has been very important. And I've removed myself from that entirely because my whole life I'd always heard, well, you better do right by your grandma because she has a lot of rings and this and that, and you're the only girl. etc. So it's really been tough over there, and I know that it has
You
energetically.
know what? I can so sympathize with you. There has been some of that, and I do not give a flying F about your money. What I care about is your ability to vibrate in love or compassion. That is, I'm so sorry, Katie. That is so tough when families try to hoard, to try to tell people to put up with negative behavior because you might get a ring or a few $1,000s or whatever. No,
Yeah.
yeah, no. Mm-mm. We're not going to do that. So thank you, Katie, for claiming this lady. I appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
All right, so that was beautiful, and I saw it resonating with a couple of people. Thank you, thank you. Samantha was talking about that same situation. I mean, we sounds like a lot of us have this situation in our families. Yeah, no. It's funny how people that have assets to pass down feel like it can give them an excuse to treat people any old kind of way. No, no, thank you. You can keep your assets. I will keep my vibration. You keep your assets, I'll keep my vibration. Aw, thank you, Lee. I love that you're so sure and focused on vibrating in a frequency of love. You know, I do better at that some days than others, but I try. Spirit makes it very well known to me whenever I don't. And so we all have our, you know, some people there, and I know it's probably hard for my vibration is my asset, right? Exactly, exactly. And we all have things that will set us off. A lot of people, you know, have a victim mentality that what they're into. A lot of people have a mentality of woe is me, that victim mentality. Other people are very bitter. Honestly, and Dee and I were talking about it before you came on here, mine is anger because I grew up in a very angry household and I've struggled with anger my entire life. I'm pretty good at it now, but there is still, every once in a while, I will feel like, and I have to catch myself. But you know what? I will say I catch myself. There has been times in my life where I didn't always catch myself on that anger. And yours is bitter from grief. We pray about it so much. You know, we're all walking this path of spirituality, and we're all walking this path of trying to become a better version of ourselves. And we're all going to have things that we can struggle with. So, yes, I know a lot of people see me and they're like, oh my goodness, she's all love. She's this, she's that. I am, but let me tell you, and it's the people that are closest to us that can set us off. And, you know, it's funny. Dee was just talking about that. Dee mentioned a couple of times, she said, I felt this on you that day. And yes, when you're very connected to someone, you can feel a flux in their vibration. So Dee is very used to how my vibration feels. It usually feels very calm and loving. So when it's funny that she has mentioned, and it's probably because when I get angry, it's like a red hot boom. And so it causes such a flux in my energy that she could actually feel it. So, you know what? That's an opportunity for me to work on it, right? Are you healing okay, Christy? I've been worried about, thank you, Joe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, when you have stage 4 cancer, you live and die by those scans. I had blood drawn last week sometime for the Signatera test, which is a tumor marker. I should get the results from that sometime this week. And then I have scans the 28th of this month. So, you know, I feel good. I feel really good. So hopefully the scans follow suit. All right. I need to hear that. I try so. I know, Tiffany. It's tough. It's tough. All right. This next, okay. I have a young boy stepping up here. I thought it was going to be someone else. And then this young boy just kind of stepped forward real quick. This little boy, and he is having issue with me calling him little, but thank you, Jen. I'm hoping for positive news also. You know, every 3 months when you have stage 4 cancer, every 3 months you're rolling in for scans, and you're always hoping for the best. This little boy, who is actually a preteen, he was a preteen, and so he's taking exception with me calling him a little boy, but you know, he died from an illness. It feels like it was leukemia, lymphoma. Feels like more of leukemia, but it was a cancer. He is showing me that he had been very healthy and active and happy, and he just started getting tired. And he is showing me, I don't know, he's showing me his arms. I'm not sure if he was, and I feel like achy. So I'm not sure if it was the achiness or if he was bruising, but I'm just feeling achy and tired all of a sudden. And at first, I see his mom being very concerned about, oh, just get some rest. I see him skipping some things he would normally go to. And she's like, you just need some rest. You just need some rest. And then she takes him to the doctor because rest wasn't happening. And that's when he was diagnosed. He fought for over a year. He is buried, not cremated. There are fundraisers done in his name, raising awareness for, I'm hearing, childhood cancer. And I'm not hearing when these fundraisers are done, I mean, I might be getting too specific, but I'm not hearing that these fundraisers are done for a specific cancer. I'm hearing childhood cancer. But they're done in his name. Hearing the number 10, what does that mean? I feel like he's been gone about 10 years. All right, let's see if we can get this young boy. It's me looking for. Hello, Stacy. So, Arella, are you claiming this little boy? I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. If you haven't done so yet, please hit the follow button. Okay, she's not claiming him. Okay, I have this young man stepping up. He was preteen. He's showing me being very active, always on the go, liking sports. And he's then showing me just not feeling well, being tired. And his mom at first kind of blowing it off, just thinking he needs more rest and pulling him back from some of the things he would normally go into just so she could make sure he was rested. And then she just had an intuition. She's like, this isn't right. Takes him to the doctor. He does have cancer. It feels like leukemia or lymphoma, something like that. It feels like more leukemia, but I'd take it if it was something different. He is also showing me just being in and out of the hospital. He was buried, not cremated. There are fundraisers done for childhood cancer in his name. There is a picture of him on his headstone. I'm seeing this sweet little boy's picture on his headstone. All right. Does this little boy sound familiar to anyone? What does it look like? I'm not going to spend a lot of time getting him claimed because I don't have a lot of time. I'm about to roll into some readings, actually a mentorship. We're going to do some animal communication readings today and then my mentorship. No, I do not have animal communication on my website yet. Who knew that was going to be such a thing? It's just all energy. Okay, we are going to do some, I'm looking for a pendulum. We're going to do some psychic real quick before we head out. My twin brother Cole. Okay. We are going to do some psychic readings. Please pop your question in the chat. If you want to answer, I will allow people that are watching to answer along with me. So, there's a good one. According to what your strongest clair is, you will either know the answer. If you're claircognizant, you will see the answer. If it is, if you're clairvoyant, you'll hear the answer. If you're clairaudient, you'll feel the answer. If you're clairsentient. Okay, Veronica wants to know. It's funny, someone was just asking me about how my cancer was doing. I just got a pop-up. It's like, what is that? Someone were reminding me, how you get those notifications reminding me of my scans on the 28th. Lord have mercy. Okay. Will Veronica's husband get a job soon? Okay, so now this can be a little bit, when you want a clear answer, make sure you are putting in there what your idea of soon is. So we're gonna answer this, but just know that the answer, Veronica, is gonna be a little bit ambiguous because the people answering and my idea of soon might be different than your idea of soon. My idea of soon, when we're talking about a job, is 6 to 8 weeks. Your idea of soon might be 2 weeks. So if you want more definitive answers when it comes to psychic, make sure you're putting parameters on it. Okay. Veronica's question is, will my husband get a job soon? What are y'all feeling on that? What are you feeling, Dee?
End of August.
Okay, so Dee said the end of August. Someone else said September, and then Sarah and Jen are saying yes. I'm also feeling yes. But again, my idea of soon when it comes to a job is 6 to 8 weeks. So when would that'd be July and August, about the same as what Dee said. End of August. Let's see. In the next 2 months, that's what Dee said, in the next 2 months. So yes, we do all feel like it's going to be in the next two months. Jenny wants to know, will I have a new job in July? So Jenny wants to know, is she going to have a new job in July? What are y'all feeling? Is Jenny going to have a new job in July? Sarah is saying the end of July. Jen is saying no. What are you feeling, Dee?
End of July.
Someone's saying yes, she is. Dee is saying the end of July. I'm actually feeling the beginning of August. So either way, you're going to get a job around that time frame because everyone in the chat has been like either yes or the beginning of August. Dee is saying the end of July. So everyone is feeling about the same thing, the end of August, beginning of July, somewhere in that time frame. All right, Miss Marla wants to know, should I marry Joel now or should she wait? Marla wants to know, should she marry Joel now or should she wait? And now I want everyone to know, when you're asking psychic questions, please let it be a tool in your toolbox. Do not make any major life decisions based on what psychic mediums say. What are you feeling, Dee?
Wait.
I am the odd man out. I'm feeling now. Everyone else is saying wait. I'm feeling now. Something about the energy of it is telling me now. And this is awful to say, but when I asked Spirit, I was like, why now? I heard benefits. Does he have really good health and benefits? Which you should not marry someone just because of health benefit status. But if you love them anyway, right? And you're planning on getting married anyway. Okay. Let me go back up. Let's see, because I had missed some. Okay. Samantha wants to know, is the obituary okay? Or should I edit it and add to it? Okay, Samantha wants to know, is the obituary A, is it okay? Or should she add to it? What are you getting, Dee?
It's okay, but keep it simple.
So should she add to it or keep it the way it is?
Keep it the way it is.
Okay, what's everyone getting? Add to it or keep it the way it is? Okay, so Sarah is saying add to it, but don't overdo it. Okay, Nicole is saying it's okay. Jinjin is saying okay. Grizz is saying add to it. Dee said keep it the way it is. Herdia is saying add to it. I'm actually seeing add to it also. But what I'm seeing is if it's this length, it needs to stay about the same length, but there's some stuff that you need to take out and add something different to it. Okay, Kristen wants to know, is midwifery the right path for me? Kristen is midwifery the right path for Kristen? Sarah is saying yes. Blue Eyes is saying no. What are you getting, Dee?
Yes.
I'm getting yes also. A couple of no's, but for the most part, people are saying yes. There were a few no's. Absolutely were a few no's. I love what Grizz said about the obituary. He said, it's your last opportunity to show the world how much they mattered. Add to it. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
I
I
like
never
that.
thought of it that way, Grizz. Those are beautiful words. What a great love vibration. I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Bethany wants to know, will I ever feel at peace? I know that's a loaded one. You should see the look what Dee is doing. Will Bethany ever feel at peace? Yes, yes, in time. Yes. What are you feeling, Dee?
Yes, with work.
Yes, with work. Absolutely. Okay, so now when you ask psychic questions and you ask something like that, I follow the vibration of it. You can absolutely feel at peace, but it is your choice to feel at peace, right? I was like, okay, in my head, I say, if she is making the choice to feel at peace, what does she have to do? And I follow that vibration. It is a lot of work. So I'm hearing that you're going to have a lot of work. There's a lot of releasing, a lot of trauma processing. And if you follow that path, you will absolutely feel at peace, but it is not for the faint of heart. I will tell you that I am starting a subscription program. I think I told y'all it's going to launch July 1st, and it's going to be on my website. It's called the Divine Collective. The first couple of meetings we're going to have or whatever, because though you can join it July 1st, I don't actually start charging until August. But please don't go sign up yet. I'm having problems with the sign up. If anyone knows Kajabi, please contact me. Kajabi, that's where I'm setting it up. It's a new program for me. It's not being especially friendly to me. Anyway, one of the first teaching lessons we have, real teaching lessons, is the dark night of the soul. What is the dark night of the soul? So what she is talking about, am I ever going to feel peace again, is about having this dark night of the soul. What do you do with it? How do you walk through it? And how do you process it? It's a loaded question, right? All right, I want to thank everyone for joining me. I have a full day of readings. If you want to ensure you have a one-on-one reading with me, register on my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium. Click on book online or services, any of those, and feels like group therapy. Love this group and page. Thank you, thank you. That's what I'm hoping for. It feels like group therapy. We can all use a little therapy in our life, right? And sometimes people that vibrate the way I have noticed me and my followers vibrate as we go out into the world, trying to make it a better place, trying to vibrate in love. And do we fail sometimes? Absolutely, we fail, but we're trying. And we're made to feel like the weirdos, but there are actually more of us than what you think. And every single day we are making a change. When you go out into the world and try your best to walk in love, you're changing the world where you are. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Hope everyone has a good day. Bye.